welcome to this week's Tech Tuesday, where we're going to show you how to make your classroom displays have a technological element that will add a nice layer of instruction and will make your classroom a little bit more interactive. So we're going to take things like word walls and pictures on your wall and make them add a layer of instruction, add a little bit of interactivity to things that are kind of old and tired. So let's for the context today, we're going to use Dr. King's letter from Birmingham City Jail. So let's say you're teaching a social studies or English class and you have a word wall. Obviously, this will work for math, science, really any discipline that has vocabulary, which is every one of our subject areas. So let's say you have um, a vocabulary list that you want to go from for a word wall. I simply went to a Google search of vocabulary list for a letter from Birmingham City Jail, and this is hundreds of words that are taken right out of the piece. So let's say I'm going through this list and I come to, let's say, sanctimonious, I think is on this list somewhere. Right there. Sanctimonious is a good word. It's very central to the piece. It's important that students understand it in context and everything else. So let's say we want to put it on our word wall. So I've created some Google Slides. You can use PowerPoint, Word, really any sort of software to create your word wall, but I've just created this slide so I could print this out, cut it out, maybe even laminate it, put it on my word wall, so that way when students walk in the room they can see sanctimonious in the definition, so that way when they're reading the piece it might trigger something. Okay, that's the way we've done word walls forever. It's a little tired, it's not very dynamic or interactive, so we want to add a nice layer to that, and to do that we're going to use some technology. We're going to go to a website called visuwords.com. So if you go to visuwords, V-I-S-U words.com, this is a nice tool, web tool for visualizing words. So you click on Explore, and up here we're just going to type in sanctimonious and hit enter. Now when we hit sanctimonious, we have this nice word kind of bubble word web that shows up where we have sanctimonious down here, and then there's a nice key over here. We see that gray line means is a word for holier than thou or pietistic or pietistical, and if you hover over that you can see some more definitions. So you can see that sanctimony is a word that relates to it. The gray dotted line is a derivation, of different words. So once you kind of get used to this tool, it's a really nice visual way to display words where students can increase their vocabulary. So how do we get students to go from the word wall to VisuWords? Well, we're going to use a QR code, so that way the students don't have to remember to type in VisuWords. They can just use their phones to scan the code. How do we get to a QR code? Well, an easy way to do it is there's the internet has several QR code generators. I prefer qrstuff.com, qrstuff.com. That site looks like this. All you need to do is cut and paste the URL into this window right here. So go to your VisuWords that has sanctimonious brought up, and then copy the URL and paste it right here in this window. You can see the QR code changed right here. So what we're going to want to do, you can either copy the image right here or you can download the QR code. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just save the image. So I'm going to save it as sanctimonious. I already have a file named that, but so now it's saved for me and called sanctimonious. You can save it anywhere you want, or you can just copy and paste it. So I'm going to go back to my kind of word wall here, and I'm going to go insert image. I'm going to choose an image to upload, and then I'm going to navigate to where I have sanctimonious, that file. And now my QR code is on my sheet. So you can actually shrink it if you want. You can make it kind of small. So you can put it anywhere that you would like. And then when you print your slides, you can have a nice word wall. So if you look at what this looks like, we're going to head over to my mobile device over here. I'm going to open up my QR code reader, and I'm going to scan this. So if this were on the wall, this is what would show up for me. And look at that, the VisuWords is right there, and it populates right there on my phone. So I can see all this stuff, and I can kind of navigate through it if I want. Check it out. I can look at it sideways if I want. So it's a pretty nice tool to use. Okay. So if we go back, a couple other ideas you could have. Let's say we wanted to have a picture of Dr. King to just print out and put on the wall. That's pretty easy to do. You could save this image. So save image as MLK in Birmingham jail. Okay, so let's say we want to display that in our classroom. We would choose an image to upload. We saved it as MLK in Birmingham jail. Okay, this is a good picture. Kind of helps us visualize, his pensive mood, whatever. Let's say we want to add another element to that. Okay, so I've gone to YouTube and I've looked for letter from Birmingham City Jail and I found this. Okay, so I have this nice video here of Dr. King himself reading the letter. Very cool. If a student might want to hear him say it in his own words, we could provide that for him. So again, I'm going to copy the URL, go over to QR code generator, which is qrstuff.com, paste that in the website URL. You see that changed, and now I'm going to save this image as MLK video and click save. And then I'm going to go back to my image there, insert another image, and we're going to insert MLK video. And then we could add this here. So now when we print this image, there's a little QR code on there. So as I go back over to my mobile device again, okay, I scan that and it's going to take me to that YouTube video. Okay, so this is just a way to add QR codes to things on your wall in your room. Now you could add any web address, website, anything to an assignment. QR codes are very versatile. You can direct a student to anything if they're using their mobile phone to do it. So this is just a way to use it to make your classroom displays pop a little bit, but any ideas can really be used, or any websites can be used with QR codes. If you have any questions at all on how to use any of these tools, please comment on this video below or email me or stop by my office. I hope this tool is useful to you, and we will see you next week.